We're in the middle of a creativity recession. And what I mean by that is that corporate life is draining the creative power out of millions of people. People who have hopes and dreams and aspirations of some sort of creative output, whether it's photography, music, writing, or putting paint on paper and painting. And I think most people don't realize that it's happening. But there is a way back. And I promise you, I'm going to show you in this video steps you can take this week to make progress back to your artistic dreams. I spent years leading teams at Apple in Covent Garden in London, and these were some of the most talented people that I've ever met and worked with. And lots of them I'm still in touch with today. Really fantastic people. There was composers, cage fighters, writers, photographers, just multi-talented people, left, right and center. And one of the things that I noticed was the further that people got into their kind of corporate careers, the more their creativity suffered. And it wasn't just their creativity, it was sort of everything. It was all of them. And here's some signs that you might be in creative recession. You come home at the end of the day and you're just wiped. You're too tired to pick up your guitar, your camera, your paintbrush, or your pen. Or maybe your creative project that you started 3 years ago is sitting in the corner, or probably on a hard drive, just mocking you, going, I'm still here, you haven't done anything with me, let's keep going. And you spend plenty of time on Instagram. And when you find inspiring artists in your field, it kind of feels a little bit bitter and you feel a little bit resentful. You're not celebrating that they've done great stuff. You're going, I wish that was me. And I know, because I've been there. And also another thing is you probably have creative tools that are sitting around gathering dust. One thing I noticed during loads of Zoom calls, particularly like during lockdown, was that people had guitars or keyboards or easels set in frame in the room. And like sometimes I'd ping them a little message, go, oh, hey, I see you're into whatever their thing was. And they'd be like, yeah, but I don't really have time for it anymore. And I kind of just realized that they were more, rather than being decorations, they were more like monuments to their creativity, something that they really wanted to get back to. Hey, and it's not just that we're busy in our corporate roles. It's draining on a whole other level. And it's kind of the antithesis of creativity, because it's all about ROI, it's all about productivity, it's all about squeezing as much time and efficiency, it's about jumping on calls, it's hopping around, it's like multitasking and context switching on a regular basis. Well, at least that's my experience in kind of 25 or 30 years of working in corporate roles and leading teams and connecting to creatives who really wanted to express themselves. Why I think this is really unhelpful for us as creatives is it just gets us into the mindset that I just need a little bit more time. I need to find a little space. I need to do this thing. But actually what it's kind of doing, it's unprogramming your mind, and you're not able to play. You're not able to explore, or you're not as curious. That's my experience. And that's what I find when I talk to people that I guide in their creative progress. Lots of people think that the way to do this is just clever time management and productivity. And I've talked about this before, and there's so much productivity stuff on YouTube. And it's really helpful if you're trying to kind of extract the most out of your day. But that's the opposite of what we need to do for the creative aspect of our lives. We need to create space. And I've been using this term for a while. You've probably heard me talk about it. But I just think that it's so important to not just have time slots, but have space to marinate in good art, whether that's books or films, whether that's going to art galleries or gigs, festivals, places where you can soak it in, where you can just allow it into you. But then there's also a process of allowing yourself to be curious and explore. So I've come up with this moniker for space. It's kind of a framework, and S is for sanctuary, and it's just for that physical and mental space to protect your energy. That could be sleeping, it could be journaling, it could just be quietly kind of reading a book and restoring yourself. Then P's for play, and that's like permission to explore, permission to try something different, permission to pick up a new instrument or a new toy, or to just go back to basics, to have reduce all the risk, not think that you've got to produce something, just play, just have fun. A is for attention. And I think this is twofold. One, because I think our attention is being pulled left, right, and center, particularly by our phones, by social media, by likes and that dopamine that we get from watching it. But also there's a sense of, hey, I can chill out and just do this for a few minutes. But I have been surprised by how quickly a few minutes can turn into half an hour or an hour. And when that just compounds day on day, you can spend a lot of time on your phone and you could be doing something else. And also I think the other attention links back to that piece where I was saying before is we need to focus our attention on the good things, like what we consume. It's not just social media. You can change that to reading interesting books or having a list of films that you want to get through that are by your favorite directors, or have amazing cinematography, or specific people have written the music, things that are going to fire you up, light you up, and like really get you thinking and processing. C is for connection. I think this is vital, and that's from the basics of connecting to your family and your support groups around you, asking your partner, like letting them know why this is important to you and why you want to have space to do this. And like, I believe it pays dividends. I think they'll see that you're happy, you're content, and then you're less like frustrated that you didn't get to your thing. I think that's really key. But also find a community of like-minded creatives, find support, find accountability, find people who can, like cheer you on. And then E is for elevate. And this is kind of like every time we go around the circle and the spiral of our creative journey, that we're celebrating our wins, celebrating our progress, but also noticing the progress and how it's compounding and how we get better and how we improve. So looking back and doing that is really important. And only yesterday I was talking to a friend of mine, and we're both doing a kind of marketing intensive together. And she was saying, oh, when I went to Paris for my dance workshop, I actually found a cafe nearby, and because like I wasn't having to empty the dishwasher or run around after the kids or fold laundry, I was able to pull out my notebook and my laptop, and I was able to start thinking and processing and writing in a creative way that I don't find as often at home. And I said, isn't it amazing how like our creativity needs space? And I was like, yes, girl, you're preaching to the choir. I totally get it. We both laughed and just thought, oh yeah, it's so true. Okay, well, I have a 1 week action plan to help you. Okay, so day 1 and 2, it's just going to be archaeology. Go find your creative toys, whether that's a pen and a notebook and you're going to start writing, or you're going to pick up a guitar, or you've got a piano that is getting dusty, or you've got paints and paintbrushes. Go find them. You don't have to do anything with them. Just go find them. Remind yourself that, of the joy of, when you got them, what it means to you, why it's there for you. Just go find them and remember that you are an artist, a writer, a creative, a musician, whatever your thing is. Day 3 and 4, let's start a creative rebellion. Just find 15 minutes to pick it up and play, whatever it is. Get your camera, go for a little walk outside and just shoot. Don't bring your phone, just go take your camera and find something to shoot. Get down low, get up high, like, doesn't matter what people think. You can shoot in the street, you can shoot in nature, you can find something interesting. It doesn't even have to be interesting. Just shoot for the sake of it. And don't be precious about these photographs. You're not trying to capture anything, or anything you do, whether you're writing or you're jamming on your guitar, whatever you're doing, just have fun and just chill. Day 5, 6, and 7, try a digital detox experiment. Like I said, your phone is probably your biggest distractor, and it's the biggest thing that's sucking time and energy away from your creative endeavors. So try putting it down. There's a link in the description for my Space for Creativity starter kit, and the first thing that I'll send you is a digital detox video. There's a whole pile of tips on how to minimize the distractions, turn on your notifications, make it grey so it's less interesting. You don't really want to pick it up and spend time with it, but there's also some other tools there. There's a PDF and there's a checklist to help you go through that. Try putting your phone down. You'll be amazed at how much more headspace you're able to regain. But it is work. It's surprisingly hard to put your phone down. We've been well trained by the attention merchants and by the apps to need that dopamine and wants to do it. And you will find yourself reaching for it. If it's not in your pocket, you'll be getting phantom notifications, or you'll be going, where's my phone? Where's my phone? It is hard. I've done it. I regularly have to struggle with putting it down or leaving it in the other room. But I promise you can do it. And the tools are there to help you out. Also, after a couple of days, I'll send you a PDF on 7 types of rest and a link to a video that I made, because it's not just about space. You also need energy. You need to restore yourself. You need to stay on top of looking after you and your well-being. It's not just about getting 8 hours of sleep, but it's about restoring and coming back to yourself and finding that energy to focus and get creative again. Like I said in a previous video, creativity is not optional, and it's not a hobby. And I'll link that video up here. And it's not a Sunday thing, because Sunday is not a day of the week. You've got to actually pick times to do it. You've got to focus on it. And I really believe it's fundamental to who you are as a person. And you're not fully being yourself. You're not blossoming and blooming into all that you're meant to be. And I know loads of people get frustrated about that. So don't. Go back, pick up your creative tools and get back to it. I really believe that if you lose your creativity and lose touch of it, you're losing part of yourself. So find the time, you're watching this video, put some energy in and go and find yourself. Find that creativity for the good of all of us, for yourself, for your family and friends around you, but also so that you can put something beautiful out into the world. I think it's so essential. When I look around at the world, I just go, if we had more creativity, more beauty out there, whatever your definition of that beauty is, we need it. I can't wait to see it. I think that the creative recession is real, but it's not permanent. There are ways to recover it. There's ways to get back to it. So please do your best and try it. What I want to know is, what creative tool is gathering dust at yours? Put it in the comments. I'll read all of them. And maybe next week I'm going to do a live. We can have a conversation about what are those tools and how you can get back to them. If you've got any questions for that, leave that below as well. And YouTube is going to show you another video right here. Hopefully it'll be something that will continue to inspire your journey and get you back to your creativity. Anyway, until then, stay creative, look after yourself, rest up, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.